Hi, I'm Alex Archbold, and I've been buying and selling antiques since I was 9 years old. From basements to scrapyards, I'll look just about anywhere I can to find lost antiques and collectibles. And sometimes I'll go big and buy everything. I never know what's going to happen or who I'm going to meet. This is our life, this is our adventure, and this is Curiosity Inc. Hi guys, welcome to today's episode. I was summoned by a viewer like you at home to come out to their property, and among other things, we ended up buying some die-cast cars, which we're doing a big sale for, and then I get a call to come back out again because they're digging around in their garage and they found boxes full of old comic books. Would I be interested? How could I say no? So I went out and went into this fellow's garage, and he had boxes full of old comics. I think it's time we actually look through them and see what we got. And for good measure, he gave me a bunch of like untested watches that he has no idea if they work or not, like from the 80s. Anyway, random stuff I find, but I am excited to go through these comic books. So we're going to bring these in the house, we're going to go through them, see what we got, see if there's anything cool in there, and then try and get them prepped and ready, whatever's there, so they can be resold again. So follow along on today's adventure while I dig through some boxes and hopefully find a gem amongst all that stuff. Let's go. So we'll go through the smaller box first. There's a binder and some loose books. I will say, I don't often come across old comic books that are still just in their natural state, I guess, you know? There's a lot of puppy stickers on here. Let's see what's inside the binder. All right, got an early Star Trek. Gold keys for art color. Spock is really beating up that robot. Monster Gorilla, Sea Devils. It doesn't say. This would be from the 60s, likely 15-cent cover. Flintstones. Chip and Dale, that's early. It started to get back into 1960. 10 cents. Of course, condition means a fair bit. And these are definitely comic books that have been read. But nice artwork. Like that Classics Illustrated Robin Hood. There's another Robin Hood there too. Korak, son of Tarzan. Fantastic Four. To really be careful, because sometimes if it's introduction of a character, like it says Galactus at Bay, if that's the first appearance of that character, it can make it be worth a whole lot of money, even if it's not terribly old. And then Fighting Forces, 10-cent comic book. That's going back a number of years. So some neat stuff in there. New clothing for sale. Save dollars and cents. What is it? Somebody was multi-using that binder at one point. And I should say, these are newer boxes that we found to put the stuff in. Obviously, these haven't been sitting in Amazon boxes all this time. But it was at hand. Easy to load up. So Justice League of America, Action Comics, Fantastic Four. So some superhero stuff, which is good. Classics Illustrated, got doubles of that one. Men Against the Sea. Ooh, that bird's about to become dinner. He looks shocked. He's like, great, now I gotta pluck a bird and eat it. Another Men Against the Sea. Some of these covers are really interesting. They went to kind of from painted covers to photo covers. Lex Barker as Tarzan. Edgar Rice Burroughs Tarzan.
I really like this tree. He's my new best friend, this tree.
Anyway. So early Tarzan comics. Actually, quite a few of them. There are Tarzan collectors out there. They probably prefer the covers like this, which are painted, more art, than the photo cover. Who do they have on the back of this one? Roy Campanella telling everybody to eat their Wheaties. Spark up to pick off a base runner, says Roy Campanella. Don't wind up on a snap. Oh yeah, don't wind up on a snap throw. I step once while I bring the ball back past my ear, turn my shoulders, and let it go with a snap. Plenty of spark to it. I have no idea how he talked. I imagine it was very much not like that. So, big stack of early Tarzan books. So almost that whole thing was Tarzan. I was hoping there'd be some early Spider-Man in there, but no such luck either way. And some of them are in really decent shape, actually. Some of these are in very nice condition. But this, maybe there's promise and potential in this stack right over here as we go through. Okay, I'm gonna grab some of these and put them on the table so I can sort. Tom and Jerry. Hercules Unchained. Prince Valiant. The cover's not great on that one. Little People. Three Stooges comic. I think that's Curly Joe. That's not the original Curly. No, the Tarzan. We'll put those in the Tarzan pile. I guess these are probably separated because they're Gold Key Tarzan. Somebody was really a Tarzan fan. Lots of Tarzan going on here. Tarzan of the Apes. Collector's Edition. Which doesn't really mean much. And there's a few more Tarzan. Did I just end up with a Tarzan collection? That's kind of what it feels like right now. Some Classics Illustrated. Adventures of Kit Carson. Yeah, really interesting cover art on some of these. Okay, we'll keep digging. Simple Kate. The trials and tribulations of being in Western Europe. The dog has stolen a bratwurst. More Tarzan. He's kidnapping a family of monkeys. They look very concerned and scared. Oh, now they're friends. See, they're pals. All it took. I won't even comment on this. Anyway, still lots of Tarzan. I feel like all the Tarzans are here, which might be okay. There's probably some in here that are worth a little bit more than others, depending upon the cover, or I'd like to say they're introducing new characters. That's not really the case with Tarzan. He's just fighting every kind of wild thing in the... He's conquering the jungle. He's on top of elephants. He's hanging on to...
Oh, another favorite tree.
So, really big stack of Tarzan over there. And probably not a surprise. It looks like I've got yet more Tarzan. But it could be, you know, almost the full run of these things. And there's lots of doubles. Although I'm happy that I am finding some good early 1950s kind of golden era Disney comics and such. We got Tom and Jerry. It's the superhero stuff that seems to hold its value better. So that's a 1950 Superman 10 cent. Superman in the Army. Black Hawk, the Cyclone Terror. I've never even heard of that before. Quality comic publication. That's probably 1953. That's getting back a little bit further. Superboy, 10 cent. And unfortunately, the covers are kind of loose on some of these. But this is getting to the age that you want them to be in. 10 cent Superman comics. Number 94. Lois Lane missing a cover, sadly. Another Superboy. Turok, Son of Stone. I've had some of these before. And another Black Hawk, Air Raid Attack, King Cobra. Never have I heard of that series before. But there's a few of them. Oh, so it looks like it went out from Quality Comics to DC Comics at some point. Some pretty wild sci-fi stuff going on in these. I'll have to look this up. It looks like an interesting series. And they obviously made a lot of books. Number 136. By an earlier serial. Well, that's kind of cool that we're finding a bunch of those. Trapped in the Kremlin. Darn, it's too bad about that back cover. Really interesting looking covers on those. And the art can be such a make it or break it sort of thing. See, there's Darby O'Gill and the Little People too. Donald Duck. I'm trying to put Classics Illustrated over on one side. The Buccaneer, Hercules, Zulu, Hold or Die. But I don't see any. Okay, Felix the Cat. 10-cent book. Just looking at the denomination gives you an idea. I can tell a 12 cent is probably going to be from the 60s. 10 cent could be 50s or before. 25 cent you start getting into later 60s or 70s. So sometimes you can get an idea. Dr. Solar, Man of Adam. That's a pretty cool looking book. Fiery Creature from Earth. So look at the artwork on that thing. It sure made him look devilish. And this cat, Dr. Solar, pretty wild. And some of these, like, you know, indigenous folks versus dinosaurs is pretty wild, but also kind of cool too. Oh, here we go. There's a Thor. The End of the World, special 200th issue. Oregon Trail. And he's probably saying, you really don't want to go that way. He's like, but we are all determined. We have our covered wagons. He's like, yeah, I'll be seeing you. Tom Thumb. Lots of Disney stuff. Heroic Comics. It's probably be from the early 50s, 53. I mean, really, the war wasn't all that long ago when that came out. Pink Panther. Wild Animals I Have Known. Davy Crockett. Treasure Island. I'm getting down to the last of it here. Okay, more Classics Illustrated. Son of Tarzan. Fox and Crow. Boy Ilyu stories. Like illustrated stories, I guess. Starring Crimebuster, Sniffer, Ironjaw, Rocky X, and the Claw. No, it's weird. I don't often come across comics that I'm not familiar with, but 1961. Actually, I don't think that's the right comic for that. 77. Oh, maybe it's just a... they've got multiple stories in here because it says 77 Sunset Strip. Weird. We'll double check that one. Sort of putting these Disney and Looney Tune comics off to the side. U.S. Marines. Well, no Spider-Man #1 in the mix, but this is a pile that might have had something. You know, even if you get an original like Spider-Man and it's really rare and it's missing the cover, sometimes you can actually do okay off of it. Like if this was Spider-Man #1 and it didn't have the cover, you might think it's not worth anything, but really it still has some value. Romantic Secrets. Rich Boy's Plaything. Okay, well, that's a big stack of comic books. Now, I've got to get these basically organized and separated out into holders and make them so that they can be sold individually. Some of these comics, like the, Classics Illustrated, are probably like $10 to $15. Some might be a little bit more. But there's probably about 100 books here altogether. So, probably $400 worth of stuff if sold at the right price, which you never know if you're going to get the right price or not, but there's still lots of stuff here to sell. Let's see what kind of stuff they were selling in the back of the comic books in the 1960s. You got Scientific Toy Nutty Putty, just $1. Bounce it, hit it, it's great fun, mold it. Silly Putty, Nutty Putty, good stuff. Amazing Precision Miniature Secret Camera, $1.98. And I've seen those things. They were not spectacular. Show exciting new sound films in your own home with the thrilling 16mm double talking feature film Mickey Mouse Club projector. That'd probably be pretty collectible to the person nowadays. I'm surprised there's not more of the guy getting sand kicked in his face. I think I saw one of those ads earlier. But all the stuff that you'd want being sold to by your favorite sports stars, Yogi Berra. I love looking through the ads in these old comics. It's always pretty fun. Well, that's it. The comics are over at the auction, ready to go as part of our big die-cast collector car sale that we have coming up. Plus, I thinned out a few of my own cars, like the Batmobile, the Extra Man from Uncle's. Nice to thin things out, nice to move things along, and more importantly, this should be a really good auction sale. So lots of things back into circulation for new collectors or other collectors, maybe old collectors. Could be new, fresh. Anyway, it's different stuff for different people, and I hope they enjoy it. But guys, thank you very much for watching today's video. We'll see you all soon. To go to the auction, you can go to kauctions.ca. It should be posted fairly soon. If you're watching this, years down the road, you might be wondering what happened. But anyway, when the auction does take place, we will live stream that as well. You can see how things end. So subscribe if you haven't done that already. We'll see you all soon. And as always, bye for now.